Hi, this is Alfozia Nihar from At Home Tuition. Welcome to our session today. The topic that we are going to discuss in our today's video is Venn diagram shading part 2 video. Venn diagrams are representations of set that use pictures. We will work with Venn diagrams involving two sets. I mean two circle diagrams and three sets. That is three circle diagrams. The concept of intersection, union and complement as well as the corresponding notation are also used in Venn diagrams, as we can shade parts of a diagram to represent a certain set. Furthermore, anytime parentheses are involved in a notation statement, that piece of corresponding Venn diagram should be shaded first. Now let's look at the representation. To represent the set A in a two-circle Venn diagram, simply shade the region, the circle corresponding to set A, and ignore the rest of the figure. So you should shade only this region. Likewise, the same idea would be followed to indicate set B. You should shade only the circle for B. Now let's move on to the next example. Create a Venn diagram for the set A intersection B. While we may be able to visualize the set A intersection B in the diagram right away, let's take a look at a step-by-step approach. That process looks a little bit like a cartoon strip. Okay, to represent the set A intersection B in a two-circle Venn diagram, start by lightly shading the set A. We will do this with the vertical lines. Next, shade set B with a horizontal line. So, the cross-hatched. I'm using some different color for this one. So, this football-shaped region in the center represents where the shading overlap. Since we are trying to shade only the intersection of these two regions, we will finish our diagram by darkly shading the overlap of the two sets and erasing the parts of sets A and B that are not in the overlap region. Hope you're clear with intersection? Okay. Now let me take another example. Next example is create a Venn diagram for the set A complement union B. Again, we may be able to visualize the set A complement union B and draw the diagram right away. This is just fine. But for some, the step-by-step approach will be helpful. Start the lightly shaded the set A complement. A complement means you have to just exclude A and shade all the other region, rest of the region. So A complement would be in our question. Next one is B. So shade the set B. Since we are trying to shade the union of these two, we finish our diagram by joining the sets together. That is, we darkly shade everything we shaded in this image. So just shade everything. A complement. A complement means exclude A from the universal set. Union B. B is the entire set B. Hope you're clear with this example. Just like we saw with two circle Venn diagrams, to represent the set A in three circle Venn diagram, we simply shade the circle corresponding to set A. Likewise, the same idea would be followed to indicate the set B or set C. The creation of more involved three-circle Venn diagrams is very similar to the process we followed for two-circle Venn diagrams. They are just a little longer. When considering the Venn diagram representation for the union and or intersection of more than two sets, just like with the arithmetic operation, order of operations, we need to work from left to right. And once again, similar to the arithmetic order of operations, the only time we make an exception to the left to right process is when parentheses are used to group a specific operation. Okay, let me take next example. Here is the next example. Create a three-circle Venn diagram for the set A intersection B intersection C. So, start by shading the set A and shade set B. And once again, you have to shade set C. This is very similar to the problem A intersection B. In A intersection B, we finally shaded the region where both the circles A and B overlap. Similarly, you have to look for the region where all the three circles overlap. You have to exclude all the other region. So if you look at this picture, you can see which region is overlapped. This region particularly is overlapped region for all the three sets A, B and C. Hope you're clear with this example. Okay, I'm just going to make a slight change and take the other example. What will you do if you have a question A intersection B union C? As I said earlier, you have to start from the left side, A intersection B. This is your A intersection B region, the region where the circles A and B overlap. and union C. It should be connected with the entire set C. Okay, union means you have to include. This is how the final image will look like. You have to finish your diagram by joining the sets together, this overlapping region along with the set C. Hope you're clear with this example. Okay, now let me take another example. A intersection B union C. This time we have a parenthesis in our example. Because of the parenthesis, we have to consider B union C first. Thus, start by shading the set B as, okay, I'm going to start shading B union C. Now shade set C. Since we want the union of these two sets, we now join the sets together. Now we need to find the intersection of B union C and set A. So you can just use some different colors. Now you can easily identify the region where the set A and B union C overlap. So this is the region. Hope you're clear with this example. Here is the next example. A union B, difference C. First we need to find A union B. I'm going to take some numbers so it will be very clear for you. I'm using the same example that I used in a previous part 1 video. So let's find A union B, difference C. A union B, you have to write all the elements in the set A and B in order. Please avoid repetition. So our A union B is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. I'm going to shade and also write these numbers in their respective places. On a Venn diagram for A union B, we would get this. And remember that we take A union B, we ignore the set C. So don't let the fact that the set C is there distract you. It does not have anything to do with the operation A union B. So we ignore it for the moment. We will use that in the next step. Next, we find A union B, difference C. A union B is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 and C is 4, 5, 6. We just substitute these sets in for A union B and C respectively to get A union B, difference C. So that is. So to create a Venn diagram for A union B, difference C, we must have a Venn diagram for A union B and for C. So here is a Venn diagram for C, where the set C is shaded in blue. Now we put both these shadings for A union B and C together on the same Venn diagram and we will be getting the following picture. The set C is in blue, the set A union B is in red and the area where they overlap becomes purple. Now to take A union B, difference C, we simply take away anything that has been shaded blue. This includes the purple part too, because we want to keep everything that is in the set A union B but get rid of anything that is in C. What's left over is, so here is the Venn diagram of A union B, difference C. Notice that exactly what is left over in the red shaded region is the set 1, 2, 3, 8. Which is exactly what we got above when we calculated this using only the sets without the diagrams. Am I right? Please remember that when we take the union, we put all the elements of both the sets together. And this is the opposite of taking the intersection. Okay. Please be careful not to confuse the union with the intersection. Shading is easy. Only thing is you should know the meaning of the symbols given in the question and you have to follow the order of shading. For any given sets and operations, we can do the operations either by drawing several Venn diagrams step by step or we can simply work with the elements in the set themselves. So pay attention to the instructions to decide which of these methods a question is asking you to use. Okay. And typically if we know what the sets are, we will just calculate the answer. Okay. But if we don't know what the sets are, we will just draw Venn diagrams because Venn diagrams are the only way that we can represent abstract sets that we don't know anything about. Okay. In case if you have any query regarding this video, kindly let me know. See you.